trend has taken fashion by storm in the past few months.
Have you heard of quiet luxury?
Quiet luxury is taking over.
Luxury retailers have seen sales increase pretty much every
A trend that, ironically, doesn't feel that trendy. It's not overly flashy, loud, or avant-garde. It doesn't shout at you, it whispers. It exudes refinement and sophistication through subtle details and a minimal aesthetic. I'm talking about the rise of quiet luxury. Quiet luxury is a term that has risen in popularity massively since April of 2023, growing over 300% in the number of Google searches and earning 35 billion views on TikTok. But what exactly does it mean? Quiet luxury, also known as stealth wealth, is a minimalist approach to fashion that emphasizes timeless elegance, refinement, and everyday versatility. It's the opposite of obvious logos and branding. It's neutral colors, smart tailoring, clean-cut lines, and elite craftsmanship. It's Kendall Roy in a $500 Loro Piana baseball cap. It's brown and beige cashmere from Brunello Cucinelli. It's well-tailored basics and accessories that look like they could have been passed down as a family heirloom. Simply put, it's new age minimalism with a touch of the old money aesthetic. But to really understand how and why this sudden rise of quiet luxury came about, we need to rewind it a few centuries. Throughout history, displays of wealth were often loud and ostentatious. You can observe this in architecture with buildings like the Palace of Versailles, arguably one of the most opulent residences in French history, and in fashion with the upper class distinguishing themselves through luxurious fabrics and expensive dyes, as was the color purple during the Middle Age. And the lower class have been emulating the rich and powerful through their clothing choices for thousands of years, something the upper class has never been too fond of. So much so that there were times when they put in place something called sumptuary laws that dictate what colors and fabrics people were permitted to wear according to their social rank. For example, during the Roman Empire, the emperor was the only person allowed to wear the color purple, and during Elizabethan England, Queen Elizabeth I decreed that only people above certain noble ranks could wear velvet, satin, and silk. These laws were justified by the Queen by emphasizing a fear of the rise in extravagant spending from the masses, which could potentially impact the nation's wealth. But in reality, the main reason behind these laws was an aversion to people dressing above their rank, which Queen Elizabeth complained was causing disorder and confusion. This tendency of people emulating the rich has remained a constant to this day. During the 20th century, we've seen various styles from the wealthy become mainstream, such as the Ivy League look in the 50s, pastel preppy in the 80s, and now quiet luxury, or stealth wealth as some would call it. But why is this particular style so popular today? After many hours of research, I have come to the conclusion that there are four main factors that have led to the massive popularity of the quiet luxury trend. Number one, it is a counter movement to the new money aesthetic. With the advent of the internet and social media, this has created a lot of new millionaires that have joined the ranks of the wealthy. And with this new money in the system and the boom of Instagram, flex culture has been rampant in the 2010s. It is no coincidence that some of the best-selling products for high-end fashion houses like Gucci and Hermes are their infamous gaudy belts. This surge of new money, along with people's desire to flex, means trends like logomania and maximalism were at the forefront of fashion. But this generation is tired of the flex culture and influencers flaunting their wealth with designer logos.
I really like Gucci polos. Every time they come out with one, I pretty much just get them tailored. Super subtle too, right? You know?
And quiet luxury is a direct counter to that. So what's happening now more than ever is people seem to be putting this old money aesthetic and lifestyle on a pedestal, which has been apparent with countless videos on social media comparing new money versus old money, women voicing their desire for an old money husband, and in more recent events, the wedding of public figure Sofia Richie has driven millions to praise her new quiet luxury style. Number two, the rise in popularity of TV series about the 1%, with shows like Succession, Industry, Billions, White Lotus, and Bling Empire, just to name a few topping the charts that are about the lives of the upper class. It is no surprise that a rise of the interest in what the 1% are wearing would happen hand in hand. Number three, economic downturn. With the economy going downwards, we've seen many public figures dress in a more understated manner in order to lessen criticism directed to their financial privilege. We've seen this happen on red carpets, for example, where many celebrities have stopped wearing necklaces. It is a common occurrence during times of wider economic downturn for the affluent to shy away from wealth signifiers, hence the shift towards more muted luxury. Number 4, it's easy to emulate, as opposed to new money and its loud displays of wealth where you would actually need to spend